Wake up, Shinigami. You're chugging Bleach with the only podcast that unlocked your bunkai.
Welcome to Chugging Bleach, the only Bleach review podcast that covers all of Bleach here on Gigaboot's Podcast Network. With me today, as usual, I have Dan Video Games.
Hi, how's it going?
KZ Excellent from kzexcellent.com.
I'm the filler episode you didn't want.
And Mr. Field from Mr. Field's Wild Ride.
I'm the debatably more than one filler episode you didn't want.
This week...
Wait, can I go back and redo my quote?
Go for
Yes.
it.
Why didn't we sense the podcast sooner?
Oh my god. We watched episodes 46 through 51.
You want to get away from this batch as soon as possible, I think.
Somebody in the audience just died.
This is a great group of episodes. I don't know what you're talking about, everyone. It's all fine. Nothing went wrong this time. Mm-hmm. But if,
Teehee shits cutely.
Before we get into it, though, I hear that we could possibly hear this podcast early through some sort of monetary exchange. What does that feel?
I have no idea how
Make me
we would
rich.
hear it early.
I want to be rich. Field, talk about how I can be rich.
Well, if you'd like to make KZ rich and secondarily get this podcast early, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to this Chugging Bleach early. In addition, you also get early access to Mondo Cool, our Dragon Ball movie review podcast. I have a sneaking suspicion if you like Bleach, you'll probably also like Dragon Ball movies, so you want that podcast. Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where we talk about bad movies. Cursed Content by Committee, that's a Patreon exclusive show you get, where we watch something horrible, make a commentary track, and then talk about it afterwards. And Extended Armchair Dev Pitches, where we talk about the ideas that we had before we forged them into deadly weapons. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast.
Feel you really shouldn't be calling out our patrons like that.
What, that they like Dragon Ball?
Yes.
What, the graph is a circle?
Well, anyway, Dan, can we go shoot these episodes? I think we had some really great ones, right? Right, everyone?
Bob, we went through the episodes earlier when we watched it.
Well, can you talk through them then?
Oh, you want me to summarize?
Can you synopsisize them for me in a brisk pace?
Synopsisize!
Synopsisize!
Tyrannosaurus?
Tyrannosaurus Rex!
That synopsisize is something that I bet they would say as their sword starts to glow and transforms.
Yes. Yes. As usual with my notes for Chugging Bleach, we start with descriptions of characters until someone says a name. Get used to it.
Oh, I'm really
Yes.
looking forward to you reading these verbatim.
So we start with episode 46. We open on Renji running. He's running. We cut to a prison and we hear, "Let's go, Izuru." And there's some smiley dude.
Who knows who it is?
I love Smiley Dude. I love fucking McDonald's drive-thru man.
Yes. McDonald's Miller.
Yes. He's great. He's got a cool microphone.
I can't do this the whole episode. I'm gonna have to start saying names. So anyways,
Oh.
the title card pops up. It's clear that we're not in the same timeline anymore because it cuts to Momo talking to a little kid and saying, "See you later, little Shiro," and him freaking out over being called little Shiro, and he's very upset about this. We then cut from that, and this description sounds like I'm lying. It's so
Okay.
stroke-inducing. Renji and Rukia running late for the first day of school.
There's no host involved, though.
Oh. What is it, like a rice ball?
Yes. Or as some call it, a donut.
Yeah. Jelly donut.
You know, that street sweeper in that other episode, he drank too much special tea. Contention.
And eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
So we're going to move through this quickly. Renji evidently placed in the advanced classes. Rukia did not. The way this was told, very funny. It cuts to them in classes and the teachers say drastically different things to them. Of like, You're in the advanced class, but you're going to have to try extra hard for yourself and the whole group, blah, blah, blah. You're in the dumb class, so you need to try harder because you're dumb. It's quite good.
That's accurate to the American school system.
That's accurate, doubly so for the Japanese school system.
Now listen up, kids. The nail that stands up gets hammered down. Do your best. Or whatever.
I want to stand up.
So we cut to them lined up outside. It's Renji's class, and they're going to demonstrate Hado.
Oh, I love hot dough.
They need to, by demonstrating Hado, they say a bunch of like sonnet type things, and then they shoot a red fireball at a target. One kid nails like the corner of it, clips it a little. And they're like, oh, good job. That was really impressive. And this blonde kid fucking nails it. He obliterates the sign. Renji, he's on full tilt. So he just immediately goes to use his Hado 33 and explodes. And everyone's like, what the hell? He could have killed us all. Renji is very smart.
He is.
Yeah.
He's upset. Blonde kid's outshining him. He's clearly on full tilt. We then cut to him, I guess, Boken training with blonde kid, and he's going way ham. He's swinging super hard, and then he just nails him right in the fucking chest. Dude falls over, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Izuru, are you all right?" Ooh. It was very good.
But then Izuru put on his gamer headset.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm okay. And then he was like, we cut to another scene. Renji's sitting, leaning against a tree. Izuru's next to him, right? He comes up and he goes, you were pretty impressive back there. And he's like, oh, you think? I had to try really hard because, you were so good at the Hado. And then he goes, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to monologue about some stuff. So Kanzen So Ki, we have to master these 4 things if we're going to be good Soul Reapers. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to write this down.
I better remember this. It's gonna be important, right?
This is definitely going to be important and not absolutely absurd.
This feels like something where you need to keep a separate piece of paper for things you assume are important.
Yeah, I really should just start highlighting them in the document so they stand out from literally everything.
Yes.
So this scene sort of concludes after a little bit of monologue about stuff like that. I supposedly a dialogue, but sure. We then move to apparently some captains are entering the building. A crowd forms around them, and Momo is in this crowd. She sees Captain Aizen for the first time and is impressed by his spiritual pressure, and she swears to become a member of his squad.
Sam.
Immediately.
We then cut to Renji in a hallway talking to Rukia, bullshitting with Rukia, and then being like, yeah, we're going to the real world to fight dummy hollows. Rukia is completely bent out of shape. It's the funniest shit in the world. He's like, when I come back, I'm going to be even stronger, so you better be good. And Rukia goes, yeah, well, when you come back, and then doesn't think of anything smart to say.
Yeah, and then Renji's gone.
And then Renji just leaves, and I'm like, holy shit, the dumb bitch pills just kicked in the middle of that sentence. That's really great. I think that's the first scene we've gotten in all of Bleach where Rukia starts a sentence and it just falls off.
Fucking Discord, just the connection dropped.
Yeah, she's like, well, when you come back.
It goes real cyber. You come back.
No. Fucking, she's got to focus, right? It's rough.
It is rough out there. So we introduce Shuhei Hisagi, which is Ejigo's name.
God.
Oh, what? Can you describe him a bit more?
Well, it's Ichigo, but edgy.
Okay.
Is that
Hot Topic Ichigo, who Kubo did not understand why they were so popular.
Yes, Hot Topic Ichigo. We explained he's failed the entrance exam twice now, as in the past, but is getting promoted long before graduation. How impressive. What a cool dude. He's so cool. He's also got a 69 on his face.
Nobody talks about that.
See, that's what I need. I needed that in the description. It's like, how else will I know who he is?
and we form into squads. Momo, Izuru, and Renji are going to have a team for this real world exercise where they fight Dummy Hollow. It's very cool. They go to the real world, and as Bob pointed out while we were watching, this real world exercise is clearly occurring in a modern city environment. Like, those docks are industrialized and the oil rigs are as well, in such a way that it has to be something like the 70s at earliest. Probably actually 80s or 90s. It's really weird. Given that this was supposed to be history, I wasn't...
Yeah, it's unclear when this takes place. Like, we're led to believe they've been Soul Reapers for like 100 years, I think. But I don't know.
I believe time's different there, but I'm pretty sure that they don't bring that up for the next forever. Like, it's so far forward that we won't remember this.
Yeah, probably.
But it is a thing of time flows differently.
I will highlight this in yellow.
Good.
Zip.
So, we cut to the team. Once again, Izuru, Renji, and Momo. This dummy hollow they're fighting looks unbelievably stupid. It is just like on all fours, looks like a really bad toy almost. It's just crawling. I don't know how to... It doesn't look intimidating all that much. And they own it immediately. And they're like, we did that thanks to teamwork. I don't know. Renji's strong enough. He could have done that. And Renji's like, yeah, I would have done it faster without you. And I'm like, wow, dick move. Come on, man. It was like...
You're holding me back, bitch.
It was a real positive moment. And then Renji opened his dumb fucking mouth.
It's very toxic.
He is, actually. Then we get some moments. Momo senses a thing. It's a cool filter that makes the drawing go woo. So she senses that, and then she's like, "What was that?" They're like, "You coming, Momo?" And she's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Well, if they just did that, so shit's already gone wrong."
Right.
We then cut to the what was it? The guard team being dead. Just all of them. The entire barrier unit's completely fucking dead. A hollow got through. And as Edgy-Go is there with his two other members that are, I what is it?
They didn't,
sixth-year students?
Yeah, I think 6th-year students, but they didn't even get names.
Yeah, they didn't even.
Oh, no.
But he's there with them. And one of them goes, why didn't we sense the hollow sooner? And I'm like, great question.
Mysteries, Dan. We're setting up the intrigue of these hollows showing up.
Sure. And then
I'm intrigued.
Edgy goes like, you guys need to get the hell out of here. Get out of here, freshmen. You're all going to die. I'm going to fight this hollow by myself, and it's going to be very good and smart, actually.
Those other two seniors already died.
Yeah, they already died.
Well, Hot Topic Ichigo's built different.
He is.
Yes.
Built similarly to others.
Momo, however, believes she is also built different, so she isn't going to run. Edgy-Go starts getting wrecked by the hollow. And then they show up just in time to deflect his, the Hollow's fucking hook hand split into a million blades. And the three of them teamed up, Renji, Izuru, and Momo, to block the blades with their swords perfectly to keep him from getting his ass murdered like the other two no-names.
It was very cool, actually.
And then they do a 3-team fireball like it's a Dragon Ball Z movie. And we got Goku, Gohan, and Goten doing the fireball. And they team up to do their mottos. It's very cool. Or Hados. It's very cool, actually. And then out of nowhere, 9 giant hollows appear, and they're just completely surrounded. And it's like, well, we're fucked. Izuru starts fucking bugging. He's just like, oh my god, I don't want to fucking die. Not like this. I don't want to die like this. I'm going to shit my pants.
Yeah.
Had you not sensed them sooner?
Yeah, I don't know. You should have noticed when you shit your pants the moment they came near you. And then at the last moment here, as the giant hollows look like they're about to wreck them, a sword comes out of nowhere, just extends from off screen, and instantly owns like one of them, and then impales another 4 with another go at it. It turns out to be Gin Ichimaru, along with Aizen.
He smiles a lot.
He smiles nonstop, one might say.
Yes.
They're like, okay, get out of here. And then before they get out of there, Aizen takes a moment to do a head pat to Momo. And he's like, oh, you've been through so much. You should go now. I'm really cool. Then Ichimaru just kills all the hollows but one, and then Aizen just holds up his hand, causes a blue aura to appear, and stops the blow from the hollow, and then just like moves his hand forward slightly, and it explodes the rest of the hollow. It's very cool. Aizen's so powerful. Who could have killed Aizen?
Such a question.
So we got to the modern timeline. Momo's on her. She's in her prison. She looks at her prison guard, calls him over, and says, hey. And then he goes, what? And then she gives him the crazy eye, and then he sees flower petals falling, and then we end the episode. As he passes out. It's ridiculous. We still have...
She gives him the Kubrick stare. And
yes.
He just died.
That is accurate. She's got that Kubrick stare. It's real good. We still have happy people as the outro. It's still awful.
In fact, we get it for this entire set. You have to wait for the next set for it to not be happy people anymore.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that means we're changing the intro, which is real sad because this is one of the strongest anime intros. But
okay. At first, I thought you were going to say the strongest one so far. I'm like, yeah, that's 50-50.
We get our Cone quote at the end of the episode, as usual.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he goes, Makizo Aramaki. Enter Maki Maki. Because their name begins with Maki and ends with Maki.
And I believe that's the nickname that was given to him.
It's just very, very cool.
There's layers.
I would have liked details about the character, but sure.
Yeah, they don't have any.
Okay.
Never.
I think you can look at this specific character and be like, no, we're never gonna see him again.
So episode 47 starts. Apparently Momo calls her prison guard over.
Yeah.
And gives him the crazy stare, and he sees flower petals appear and then fall to the ground, and he passes out.
I think what happens is she gives him the Kubrick stare and then they die.
Oh, that's true. She gives him the Kubrick stare.
and then Happy People plays.
Wait, no.
She gets the fluoride stare.
And then I think Momo gives the dude a scare.
We cut to Momo running outside.
Cool.
She's crying and thinking about the letter that Aizen wrote.
That no one checked.
Yep. Rangiku, we haven't gotten there yet.
I know.
Come on, man.
It's still...
Rangiku and Toshiro are talking in an office about the takeover of Squad 5 and the paperwork associated with that, and stressed out. They're stressed out about Momo and Gin, and Gin, and whether or not he could have killed Aizen. We then cut to them looking at a prison.
We also saw a little flashback with Gin and Matsumoto, like in the old timeline where they're in some desert, just discovering they have Soul Reaper powers.
That's true. Gin was like, "You're passing out from being hungry, which means you have Soul Reaper powers." Because that's how Gin talks in my version of Bleach.
Does that while perpetually smiling.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's...
It's like a fusion of that and being extremely flamboyant.
Do you want an edible?
Careful not to eat too much.
We then cut to the prison that had Momo in it, and now has a giant hole in both the wall and the prison bar.
Right, I was like, why does she need to do both? What happened here?
She just did like one of those early Dragon Ball Z movies where you Kamehameha in both directions. She did that.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, she just went, paw! And then just blasted open the front and back, and then she was like, I'll take the back. I'm just going to go out the wall. Walking out of here would be stupid. We cut to Ichigo training. Ichigo has picked up 51 different swords. Apparently, the time here doesn't reflect anywhere else, is what I write, only to later realize these are underground glowing rocks, just like some other location we've seen.
Yes.
Yes.
We will talk about that later. Yoruichi is talking about Green Hat. And how he's right about Ichigo.
Been a few episodes since we had this guy.
Green Hat.
Green Hat then sneezes and says a cute girl must be talking about him, and the other dude questions it and then offers him expired medicine to help with his cold. And then Yoruichi, out of nowhere, thinking about everything, all this training, how long it's taken, she goes, everything must come to an end. And then Zangetsu becomes a dummy. And then she's like, okay, you're done for the day. You should like go sit in that spring. Anyways, we cut to Toshiro showing up at the cell. The chair is destroyed and someone is missing. That was Izuru's prison cell, correct?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I thought. I should have written that in the notes, but I wanted to confirm.
It was unconfirmed at the time we saw it.
Yeah, but it was pretty obvious because you saw him sitting in that chair
Yes.
in the last set of episodes we watched for Chugging Bleach.
That we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We record these all in 1 week.
Literally.
Only 200 more episodes of anime to watch before we could take a break from recording.
I'm gonna kill myself.
We cut to Ichigo healing in the spring. Apparently, the water in the spring has supernatural ability to literally heal all his cuts and scars and everything off. He's just like, oh, this is pretty great. And then Yoriichi starts getting naked and into the spring, and he's like, oh no, this is terrible. Hot naked ladies, this is terrible. Stop. No, ah. And then
no.
she's a cat floating in the spring, and he's like, you punked me. Then Yoriichi's like, come on, admit it, you're disappointed. You want to see my naked body? He's like, I'm gonna drown you.
Is Ashton Kutcher there?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
When
he
is that
left,
gonna be on current content?
he left Ashton Kutcher in the real world, Bob.
Thank
He
God.
couldn't follow. So Yoriichi gives some details about how they modeled the place under the shop, Urahara shop, sorry, Green Hat's shop, after this
Thank
place in the Soul Society.
It's not even entirely green.
I know, right? But it's the prominent color. Green Hat is the former captain of Squad 12 and founder of Research and Development Wing. She explains all of this. Then it cuts to Gin, who apparently is walking with Izuru because he broke out Izuru, who I have written down as blonde hair. I've been skipping it, but I called Toshiro white hair in my notes. Anyways, Toshiro ran into Gin and Blondie.
At least you weren't insulting to Toshiro's height.
No, he's young. So anyway, white hair ran into Gin and Blondie.
Smiley and Blondie.
Dan, he's done growing. He's just 4'4".
Oh no,
It's fine.
it's fine. He's very talented.
It turns out Toshiro is still taller than Tosh.
And then no, that would make him shorter. Then we find out that Toshiro killed Aizen. Can you believe this, you guys?
Isn't that a really good swerve, Dan? I bet you weren't expecting this to be where it went.
Oh my god, I was so blown away because apparently that note from Aizen says that the Sokyoku is the real goal of Rukia's execution. It's super powerful and only brought out for executions. Killing Soul Reapers with it makes its power grow exponentially dozens of times over. And then Toshiro's like, why would Aizen write a note for you to kill me if I killed him? He wouldn't endanger you like that. That's insane. And then she freaks out. Momo freaks out and just goes, I don't fucking know, but it's his handwriting.
This might be the funniest thing I've seen in months. I forgot. It's like, I don't know, but he wrote it.
It becomes fucking trying to give Patrick his wallet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fucking stan culture has gone too far.
Momo is probably the worst character in the series. She's that dumb.
Yes, but she's cute, so I guess it's okay. I don't know.
Don
Not cute
Kanoji's a
enough,
criminal.
death.
Don Kanoji's a criminal. We'll talk about that later.
Don Kanoji's done nothing wrong. Ignore his Discord logs.
Other than child labor, he's fine.
No, and we'll cover that later. So
I don't want to, though.
Toshiro is sitting there flying through midair, thinking to himself, someone must have forged that letter, but who could have done such a thing? As Momo tries to kill him for him killing Aizen, obviously. And they say this shit while Gin is right over there smiling.
Yeah. He's basically doing the villain laugh.
Every time they cut to him, I'm just like, this is so good. What a perfect character.
And Momo's like, I'm going all out. I'm really going to kill you. Leaps up at Toshiro, and then Toshiro bops her on the head and she sits her ass down.
Yeah, good plan.
And then Toshiro explains, I gave you a warning. I fucking warned you. I've warned you so deliberately. I told you that if you ever hurt Momo, I would kill you myself. And he says this to Gin after, he bopped her on the head.
It's fine.
Only I
He just had to put it on hold, like in the verses.
Yes, exactly. That's what he did. And then Gin goes, if you choose to draw your sword in a place like this, then you leave me no choice but to stop you. To be continued.
Yep. Happy people.
Here's the code quote. Intaro Kosubaki, come on, change that doofy beard already. I was like, I don't know, as far as like crazy anime beards, he's doing all right. Seems pretty conservative. I wouldn't call it doofy. Seems a bit extreme, Cone. Normally you're firing at 100, but I think you have some misses today.
Yeah, can we switch back to girls?
Yes, please just simp in the credits. Thank you.
That's all you're here for.
It's more cogent.
Accurate. It is all he's here for. So we start the episode. Toshiro goes, move, Izuru, unless you feel... Wait, actually, no, it was Gin. It was very funny, actually. Izuru's right before Gin, who is, his captain, and he goes, move, Izuru, unless you feel like dying. And it's just this really great delivery where I'm like, he might. Izuru might just be like, fucking obliterate me. I don't care.
Put a bullet in me now.
Then we get this intense fight between Toshiro and Gin. The sword dodges from Gin are really good. We got lots of neck stretching and all over the place. It's really, really good.
A lot of reused animation that I think is glorious.
Yes, it really is. They just
I'm
loop
all
it.
about it.
Yeah, his 100 sword stab thing is amazing. We need to see more of it even.
Yes.
Or as I wrote it here, super fast stabbing with many swords animation.
Like, I would take... He clearly plays like fucking Raphael or Siegfried or whatever he is in fucking Soul Calibur. Just mashing that button. I'll take this looping animation over Chad running any day.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's 100% fair. Gin references that Toshiro has been called a child prodigy, one that comes along once in a century, and he only once in a century, and he definitely earns it in this fight, is what he's saying. Then they do the stupidest attack I've ever seen. They just joust with their fucking Japanese-style swords. They just run at each other with the waist high, pointed at each other at like 45-degree angles, and then just joust. And it just cuts one of their sleeves. That's it.
It reminded me of like Rurouni Kenshin, because Kenshin does that all the time to gauge distance, but there's no distance gauging. They just run at each other.
Yeah, they just run past each other. And I guess that their moves were supposed to be so fast that there was some attack there we didn't see.
Yep.
That's all I can
Too bad they didn't convey it.
Sure.
Yes.
Literally nothing in this anime backs you up, but sure. So we're having an intense fight. We're doing the super fast stabbing with many swords animation. Gin is unleashing that. And as it looks like Toshiro might be on his back foot, he catches him with a weird crescent chain thing to wrap his sword in, like his arm. And it's really friggin' cool. I was like, oh, this is pretty badass. And then Toshiro's like, give me a moment. And then he summons an ice dragon.
I don't know if you saw this coming.
It kind of went back to back, so I expected a bit more padding in between, but they didn't want to spend too long on this fight, I guess.
So, yeah, he whips out the new attack, only be like, oh, that one was lame. This is the real stuff.
We could write things around this, but that's way less cool than us just writing in an ice dragon attack right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for that. Go ahead. So he starts doing crazy like swipes in midair, which are whipping this ice dragon, which they clarify, ice and water dragon.
Hyorinmaru.
Is that what it is? I thought it said Hyomimaru, so I wrote that in my notes. I was like, I'm not confident that that's what they said. I need subtitles in the future.
You see, I know it's Hyorinmaru because I've seen it everywhere in forum signatures 10 years ago. Or, I'm sorry, 15 years ago.
I was like, he's totally right, but that was 15 years ago, so thank you for the clarification.
Don't worry, it stuck around.
Now here's a fun thing you can keep in the back of your mind, Dan.
Oh, no.
Every time Hitsugaya shows up from now on, Bleach wasn't doing that good in jump ratings.
Stop that. You stop that.
Because I think he wins every single viewer poll for most popular character.
Yeah, look at him.
So it's just like, oh, we're slipping. Bring him in.
Bringing the closer.
Oh yeah, that's what the Dragon Ball movies did with Oolong. Bring him in.
Yeah, Oolong's the closer, clearly.
I think I think that he does have a major part in like every movie.
So as Toshiro starts fucking up Gin with this ice dragon shit, Gin has his arm frozen, and he seems like he's at a real disadvantage. Toshiro lands right next to him, and he's gonna fuck him up. But then Gin does the most unexpected thing possible. He opened his eye. And then his Zanpakuto shot out the giant stretchy sword we saw kill those hollows before. Toshiro dodges it. He's like, are you sure you wanted to dodge that? And then it cuts to Momo, and the sword is stretching out to stab her. And it's like, oh shit, it's gonna kill Momo. Toshiro, I can't believe your nearsightedness, revenge, something.
Yeah.
Rangiku shows up.
Yep.
Defends Momo and begs Gin to put away his sword because then he would have to fight both her and Toshiro as his opponents. And Gin just smiles and goes, even when I lose, I win. He doesn't actually say this. His smile does.
I like that Izuru got owned just in passing by the Toshiro summoning the dragon.
That's true.
He eats shit real bad.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing, too, because his arm cut's covered in water. And I was like, see, this is why they said ice and water dragon. I might be confused right now. They didn't say that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I hope you wrote in your notes when Gin opened his eyes what eye color it is, just to make sure that the anime keeps track of that.
Oh my god, no, I didn't.
Because they sure don't.
Oh my god, I don't want to boot up the episode and go look.
They're red.
Okay, that's what I thought. So after Gin smiles, and there's that look of, even when I lose, I win. We cut to Yoruichi looking at the sunrise and saying, only 2 days remain. Ichigo's battle techniques have improved, but his spirit energy hasn't. It hasn't increased. The execution will apparently happen 8 days after the training is supposed to end. She's not sure if she should extend it, though. Urahara was saying something about... Oh, sorry. Green Hat was saying something about... like, 3 days is perfect. It's not too short. It's not too long. She's not sure she should extend it. It's it's really questionable.
I imagine the Dan Video Games Bleach Wiki, where people make it and fill it in based only on your descriptions and names for characters.
There are like 17 for each person, and also dipshit is in all of them.
Yeah, fucking aliases, what their abilities are. Because we go by that, the other dude is black-haired Ichigo with a 69 on his face. This is insane. Is your first name you gave that guy?
We get some critical information about this training regimen. Apparently, Kisuke is the only person who has achieved Bankai like this. Yoruichi concludes she will give him an extra day. If it comes down to it, she'll do that, but there are risks. This is one of the funniest moments in all these episodes to me. We cut to a room. Ruki is in darkness. They're rogue people. And she just goes, what did you say? And then we go to commercial. That's it. That's the whole scene. It happens so fast. It's seconds long. It's really funny. Then we come back from commercial and they go, by executive order, your execution will be carried out tomorrow. Toshiro says, Toshiro, now thinking upon it, everything that transpired, says, probably should have read the fucking letter to see if it was clearly forged.
Maybe if it's incriminating to me specifically.
No, Momo read it real good. It's like, this seems like him. He fucking put bubbles above the lowercase i's. The only Eisen does that.
Impossible to forge this man.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, there's no way. How could anyone know that he does that?
And then at the end of the note, there was a weird little smiling snake on it. I don't really know what that.
That's fucking weird.
Signed Gin.
And as he thinks about this with Rangiku, a hell butterfly appears. And then they go, a hell butterfly? And then it tells them that the execution will happen 29 hours from now.
Oh, good.
We then cut to someone's face, which is so zoomed in that it could be anyone in Bleach, going, there's no doubt that's his spiritual pressure while seemingly approaching the hideout. Yoruichi senses whoever it is, and then it turns out to be Renji, and Renji wants to train alongside Ichigo. And then he says the sentence, you have that what are you doing here look on your face, which I thought was a pretty good line. I was like, yeah, Ichigo has that face a lot. It's Bleach. You can't blame him. and then Renji goes, oh, hey, by the way, I'm here to tell you, because the Hell Butterfly needed to tell someone in that other scene, and now the rest of this episode is just this one bit of knowledge. Rukia's execution is tomorrow. I came here to train to save Rukia. I won't interrupt your training, though. So, get to it, good luck, or whatever. And then Ichigo is like, oh, this is fucked up. I'm so goddamn pissed. And he crushes his entire sword with his bare hand.
Yes.
It's the fucking most badass shit, and I lost it. We're talking, he's holding the hilt with one hand. The other hand, he just smashes the rest of it, completely closing his hands together. And it's just amazingly a bad idea.
And then he's like, oh, hold on, I need to stick my hands in the fucking spring real quick.
Just 1 second. Let me do this.
Mistakes were made.
Yep.
I'm gonna just do this real quick.
I lost an eye. Let me jump in there with it.
And then Bob was like, we have to record Big Thing tomorrow, right? And I was like, damn it. And I crushed an entire Cheerwine bottle with one hand.
Oh, no.
Then we cut to Rukia just lying flat on the ground in almost an A pose. And she goes, so tomorrow I die. And she's quoting me before every death stream.
Looking forward to game we're doing next.
Yes, I too am looking forward to game we're doing next.
They could just wonder which one we were doing.
It's always something.
It's Gex.
It's Gex again. Ruki remembers the night that Cayenne died on her in that rainy forest, and it was sad and stuff. And she goes, Then we get happy people again.
Just like ending one of Bleach.
Yeah. She thought of Cayenne dying, and then went, nobody knows who I really am.
It sticks with you. It means it's an iconic outro.
Many things stick with me, Casey. That says nothing of their quality.
Oh, okay.
We get a Cone quote after Happy People, where he goes, Yoruichi Shioin. And I'm like, okay, it's a lady. Maybe he'll say something mildly funny or terrible. I'll take either. And then he goes, she can turn into a cat. And I felt
they're running out.
I felt Cone was slipping. Yet another miss for him this episode. Bob noted during this segment that the dub says punishment force in the dub when referring to the squad that Yoruichi used to be a part of. But in the subtitles, it's translated as stealth squad. So that's pretty weird. I think
they also say stealth squad later.
Yeah, they also say stealth force in other things.
Yeah.
Oh, is this like the parakeet bird thing from fucking 30 episodes ago, where they just forgot what kind of bird it is?
I guess.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
That was really funny. We start this episode, and you sit there and you think, we already had a flashback episode.
Surely this won't entire episode be
surely
right?
this will be fine. Episode starts. Rukia tells some guy that she just wants to be treated as an ordinary new member of the squad and to treat her like a normal person. I go, oh, another. They're not even 2 episodes apart. They're 1 episode apart, I think.
It's 4 p.m.
I don't understand.
Imagine if we only watched 5 in this batch, so 40% of this is flashbacks.
Yeah, I know.
20% is No.
If we had only watched 60% of this would have made me black out.
They hang out outside of Rukia's door, these other members of the squad, shit-talking her for being a Kuchiki. They couldn't even walk down the hall. Kaien enters the room, confirming something I thought in the one shot of him dying from the end of the prior episode. He is also another Ichigo adjacent. He is...
Kingdom Hearts, Bleach, very close together.
You know, at least Kingdom Hearts gave them differently colored hair to some extent, you know? This is pretty... His hair color is way too close to Ejigo's hair color.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a 69 on his face, so it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's easy to recognize him at least.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a smaller difference than wearing a fucking Daft Punk helmet.
Okay, yes.
So this Ichigo adjacent, he just looks older and has black hair. He's a commander, apparently. He's talking to her about how the captain isn't feeling well. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. We don't get to talk about it yet. The captain isn't feeling well.
Oh, no. Be nice.
And, you know, treats her like a
Be
normal
nice. He
person.
hasn't been feeling well for 600 years.
Yeah, no.
Kaien treats Rukia like a normal person, and that's great. But then we cut to Rukia telling her older brother that, well, she goes, "My apologies, brother, but with my skills, I wasn't able to qualify for an officer seat upon entry." And then he just goes, "Leave." Something. And she leaves.
Fucking tons of fun.
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out. He just went full RoboCop and said, "Bitches, leave."
Go shopping.
This whole scene I have summarized as such: dumb pond-side drama. Does anyone want to fill out that scene? Because it really didn't matter.
No.
Bob.
No. We can move on.
You know, good idea. As the editor, I agree. We should move on.
Rukia might be in love with Kaien.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get that for the rest of this episode, though, so it really doesn't matter. We cut to a battle exercise or a real battle event where Kaien wrecked a hollow. Rukia went wide-eyed as soon as he did this because he's so fucking cocky, but she's hurt. A lady comes up and heals Rukia, and her name
Fucking
apparently
cocky.
is Miyako
Rukia hurt herself, apparently. That's what she says.
or something. Apparently Miyako, the person who healed Rukia just now, is Kaien's wife and an officer or some shit. I don't know. Anyways, Rukia admires her so much. Literally her idol. We now cut to Miyako, who's Kaien's wife, receiving orders to do a recon mission. I think we know how the rest of this episode goes.
It goes fine, obviously. It's not like we go to the past literally just to do sad stories.
So she goes off on the recon mission. What are you talking about, Bob? Remember all those childhood friends we had that died in the jump cut?
Yes, I do.
Hey, remember, it's only sad flashback events if it rains.
Well, better not start raining anytime soon.
So the captain, we did a slight time jump here, asks Rukia if she's gotten info back from the recon team. She apparently did not. Then someone barges in with info from the recon team.
Great writing.
He's like, yeah, everyone in the team died except for Miyako, and Miyako's unconscious, and it's terrible. And Kaien freaks out. He's hoping that Miyako's okay. They're saying Miyako's going to be okay, but she's unconscious, and it's terrible. Then Miyako abruptly wakes up and starts killing people. Now, what I described probably gave you a better idea of the flow of this scene than what really happened. That last scene
Why?
ends, everyone's standing around her bed. An implied amount of time occurs, who knows how much. It's not really clear, but time jump is implied. Random people are talking outside, and now Miyako has snuck outside to start murdering them.
Mhm.
So she's murdering them. She's murdering people left and right. Rukia is completely floored. She's devastated. Miyako's clearly not in control of herself because of the way her arm moves and the way she's slashing up people. And Kaien, at the last second, stops her from killing main characters. And Miyako's like, and then just leaps over her entire building, and you start hearing sounds of her killing even more people. It's like, good job, Kaien. You really stopped things.
Both Kaien and the captain just stand there looking. It's like, can't one of you do something?
Nope, we're just gonna
No.
watch.
No, that's hard.
Kaien's gonna go after her, but the captain says, don't follow her, Kaien. That's exactly what the enemy wants. And then Kyan goes, but her honor is defiled. And then the captain goes, okay, I'll come with you. And Rukia will come too.
She should watch
But we
whatever
want to go,
happens.
though. Okay.
Then I too will go, even though I have anime wasting disease where I cough up blood. Anyways, as they start heading out, there's like the hollow voice you're used to going, I smell more prey coming, more foolish meat.
Num num.
This dude looks like Blanca as a hollow.
What's that villain they added for 5? the hair?
Nikali.
Yeah.
He also looks
Yeah.
like Nikali as a hollow. This dude luckily did not say devour,
But he did devour.
but he did an XD RAR while doing it, so I like him more than
Awooga.
Nikali. Then again, Nikali didn't really devour.
Glomp
Yeah.
you.
We are about to get the dumbest shit in all of Bleach.
What do you mean?
Kyan starts having a debate with the Hollow for some reason. The Hollow says, "Of course I have a heart, and I regret every not eating more of your wife."
Now you say that for people who didn't watch the episode with us.
Yes.
That is 15 seconds long of the dude setting up his big own.
Yes.
Yeah.
15
I
fucking
always
seconds.
he's like I always think about it. You don't think I'm able to regret? I do. And then he fucking says it. I'm like, I hate this show.
Yep.
It went that long.
And then he clarifies, I was inside your wife and then I ate my way out. It's a shame you didn't see it. And then, Kyan's pretty upset about this. He's like, and then he attacks. And he does a pretty good attack. It cuts off 2 legs on this thing. 2 legs get chopped off. It's a very cool attack, but things happen. And Kyan, he grabs a tentacle coming out of it, and this is the dumbest shit. Once every night, says the Hollow, the first person to touch my tentacle loses his Sanbakto.
Yeah.
Is this a stand?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is really out there.
Don't worry, it'll keep coming back.
You used the word bespoke. You're now under the spell of my stand.
Oh no.
So he's been disarmed. Ruki is like, oh my God, we need to help him. And the captain goes, if we let him not die, then he might lose his pride. And then Ruki is like, what? And then he goes, he's fighting for his men's honor and also his wife's honor too. And then she goes, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it's intensely dumb, and I don't think.
And it's like, Ukitake, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Yes.
I feel like this is supposed to be a character moment for Ukitate, because I don't think he ever acts like this again.
Yeah, I was kind of floored. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, this seemed really bizarre in this episode.
You're supposed to be the sympathetic, smart one who vomits.
Yes.
Yeah, and this episode's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. It's
So of course,
rough.
so of course he's fucking stupid because he's in it.
Like the most contrived
Yeah.
shit in the world.
He can't escape gravity, so he's under the influence of the stupidity of this episode, the poor man.
It's like he's captain level.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's sick, you should be able to look at this thing and make it disappear.
Yes.
But no,
Yeah.
for this episode, he's stupid.
Oh, and he's not the stupidest one. Let's keep going. So, Ukitake somehow winning this debate.
Speech 100.
letting Kyan die. Watches as he tells Rukia oh wait, no, we haven't hit that yet. So Rukia is also watching, and believe it or not, Kyan gets possessed by the enemy too, with it using its tentacles, and now he's sicko green Ichigo.
With the orange eyes.
Yeah, he's got those orange eyes.
Wah, wah.
And as the captain's like, no, go Rukia, I'll deal with this on my own. He goes to run alongside. They do the, stereotypical anime running along a grassy terrain parallel to each other as they're holding their swords to do a duel of some sort. The Hollow says, what kind of a Soul Reaper would slay his own men? And then Ukitake says some stuff no one cares. But unfortunately, at this last moment, he gets anime wasting disease, coughs up blood. Rukia shows up all of a sudden, is just holding her sword at 45 degrees, and the Hollow leaps into the air and just goes, bleh, and then lands on her sword.
I was eating breakfast while watching this. And I'm like, am I just really absorbed in my biscuit that fucking I missed the part where she did something to make this work?
No, she just stood there
No.
with her sword out. She didn't do a thrust. She
Look.
didn't do anything.
Look, she did something in the cut between the jump towards her and him being stabbed.
Her
We just
sword,
didn't see it.
her
No.
sword is at the same angle, Bob.
I know.
She
Well, he
did-
brings it back to the
No.
exact same location after doing the fastest stab known to man.
Listen,
This is why this hollow has the power to make your Zanpakuto go away the first time you meet, because he'll just fall on them.
God, it's so bad.
whenever a character is guilty about something in certain series, it turns out to be cartoonishly not their fault.
Yes, like this.
Yeah.
Anytime in an anime where they're like, "What's wrong? What's your problem?" I killed this person, and I'm like, "This is gonna be real bad.
This is going to be like,
I'm gonna hate this part."
I gave them part of my lunch and they died of heart disease later, and I blamed myself for giving them that Big Mac. It was my fault.
It was a good Big Mac.
It was so easy not to do this. They could just have had a fight here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could feel bad about it.
There's so many layers as to how you could avoid this.
So we cut back to the modern timeline. Ruki is like, I killed him. And then we cut to Ukitake running up on Kuchiki and telling him, hey, aren't you supposed to worry about your sister? Like, this is fucking ridiculous. And Kuchiki, gives him a stern talking to while the captain still is suffering from anime wasting disease and coughing up blood. And that's the episode.
He's like, shut up. You have super cancer. I'm leaving.
He's like,
I'm built different. Gotta go.
If my sister dies, that's my problem. Okay, so shut up. Okay, bye.
Well, sounds like you need to stay in your lane.
Yeah, that's basically what Kuchiki says to everyone ever.
Oh, we
I'm gonna
also
buy more of these weird hats that I wear, I guess, or whatever contains his hair.
Yeah.
they had a thing while Cayenne was dying where he's like, thanks, Captain, for letting me protect my pride. And I was like, God, we couldn't even just let anyone feel bad. He wanted this. This is awful.
They really wanted to hammer the lesson that Ukitake was not at fault.
Yes.
He's like, thank you. I just wanted to let you know that you should never feel guilt over anything that happened. Only you, though.
I feel like they really try to don't feel guilty. And I'm like, if I was him, I would have ceased feeling guilty when the Hollow said it was impossible to separate them, so I had to kill him. I would have stopped feeling guilty at that part.
Yep.
Not with 8 more contrivances to try and work me into feeling less guilty.
It's also a little weird because like this is a really weird thing the Hollow is doing. We all know the thing where we can seal souls, right? We have tons of sealing techniques. We should probably hold this over to the research lab.
No, because Bob,
That's
Bob
not-
It would hurt his pride.
the Hollow explained, okay, the
Yes.
Hollow explained that their souls have now bound together to be one soul.
And that seems really insane and shouldn't be able to happen. And we should probably check it out a little bit.
Nope.
Unless you trip and land on a sword, then the bad part of you is gone, so you can talk.
Yes.
Yep.
We're fused together, but only I'm the one in control. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
This is possibly the worst episode of Bleach we've seen.
Imagine if it was a 2-parter.
Oh no.
So we get our Kon quote. Kon goes, Kisuke Urahara. Now he's a crooked shopkeeper. He's missing. Nothing but misses with Kon this time.
He's off his game. He really needs to just be retired at this point.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Hopefully we don't have a whole episode just about Cohen, right?
We move to the real world. I type in all caps, anything to not move time forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to get out. You need to treat this the same way as the other one.
I
Which
like
means if we talk about this for more than 3 minutes, I'm out.
this episode, much like last time we came to the real world. It seems like this is running on a different timeline. Like they act like it's been months. I think this is running on the literal show's airing timeline instead of like actual time in the
Oh,
series.
yeah. You're totally right. Based on how many episodes it's been since I went to the spirit world. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Kone is getting an outfit made by Ichigo's sister. I believe it was Yuzu.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
She's got none of the right colors to do the things she wants, though. So she leaves the room and Kone starts monologuing. He says it's day 175.
Yes.
He's being forced to play house with all these other stuffed animals. It's a nightmare. He's freaking out. He realizes he's sewn to the hands of the other animals, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like stuffed plushy centipede.
This is
Ugh.
This is Yuzu
This
might
is
be a
hell.
psychopath. Unclear. We cut outside. Don Kanonji's here because this episode has a big game to step up to be terrible after last episode.
Don Kanonji's one of the best characters of all Bleach, so I'm all about that aspect.
Kanonji shows up. He tries to do an intro, and background characters literally talk over it.
yes.
So you can't even hear his intro. It's really good. Ichigo's other sister, I don't know that they said her name.
Karin.
Yeah, I don't think they said her name once this episode.
I think it's in the back half or something.
Maybe?
Because I feel like
Maybe.
Ginta yells it at her. I think.
Maybe. So
Maybe he yells a description just like Dan does.
maybe Karen. So Karen shows up and complains at him that the front of the store is for customer parking only. This next sentence I wrote is powerful, but I need to bridge it. So Don Kanonji, he shows up. He's explaining that he's here to do special training or something, and that his ratings are fine, and he's not getting canceled. He's just on break. Everything's gonna be okay. He's not getting canceled. I hope we're all happy for Don K for not getting canceled.
He's always afraid of getting canceled, but won't say what his.
Won't say why. Karen sees through his bullshit and says, "What are you actually up to?" Don K goes, "I want to get the Kmart team together again."
No, I don't want them to get together.
I like that we get some cool backstory about how Don Kanoji apparently used to sell cars on late night TV.
Yes, he said this while farting.
Okay, that was
Yes.
He does a lot of things in this episode while farting.
well. What a great character.
We then cut to Kone, who's stepping out of the window. Oh, wait. Actually, I need this detail. So he explains this. Karen's not having it. She slams the door in his face and locks it. And then he scrapes against the door. He's scratching it and stuff. It makes the most horrible sound. And I'm like, oh, God, his fingernails. At this exact moment, Kone steps out of the window to escape. This shot of him jumping out the window and the zoom in on his face of joy is used in AMV Hell. And that's when Don K spots him. And Kone's like, oh shit, I got spotted literally immediately. What am I doing? Don Kanonji's like, you're not some toy. You're not a robot. You're just a spirit. You're not an evil spirit, though. You're just a weird spirit. And then Kone says this really good sentence. He says, who are you calling evil, you reject from Hell's marching band? So this brings up the question, why does Don K dress like that?
Because he's a weirdo.
Because it's really cool.
Do you dress like that, Casey?
I wish I could afford that.
Imagine you could afford that and you spent your money on that.
No OLED, just give me clown clothes.
Yep. Just give
give me the puffy shirt from Seinfeld.
And now everybody will know I'm a king.
So Don Kanonji's like, hey, I want to recruit you. You could become a hero. You could be part of my Kmart squad. And Kone goes, well, I do want ladies to hold me. So yeah, I will become the Karakura King. Why did we get these episodes back to back?
Because they're filling time.
Yeah, it's so bad.
They need filler.
Yuzu runs into them. She has an outfit for Kone that looks like some Sentai shit. It's very cool. She doesn't realize that Kone is the same doll that's been in her room. It's stupid.
We found out Yuzu's also really dumb. She's being affected by the previous episode.
She's got run off from the last episode pouring straight into her brain. And as Kone gets this really cool Sentai looking outfit, we zoom in on a power line and edit spooky sounds over it. But apparently we're not zooming in on the power line. There is a hollow in the sky, and it's just like rah for like 4 seconds before we fade to black abruptly. We cut to Urahara's shop where they're throwing out trash, and the trash bag has a label on it that says junk we don't need, and it hits fucking Kone in the head.
No, Don Kajonji.
Oh, it hits Dawn? Okay,
Yeah.
it hit Dawn. Whatever, hit the crew. A bunch of trash just fucking got thrown at them. This is how the Urahara shop kids deal with trash, apparently. They talk, they say words. Now they're going to join up again. We're making the whole crew. We're making the whole Juggalo gang. These people suck. This sucks just like it did last time.
This is Bleach's Suicide Squad.
I'm so scared at how many of these episodes there could potentially be.
Me too.
Turns out there's like 40.
Well, I remember that they never stop.
Oh,
But sometimes they recruit new characters, though.
this is the fucking word.
Wouldn't it be great that they're like, okay, we're bringing back Bleach's anime. We brought in Kubo, and all he did was write 5 more of these.
Very excited.
So they're all making the squad. Cone realized, wait a second, these guys are all a bunch of juggalos, and then he stares at Yuzu, and she becomes a demon in his eyes. This is the one good moment in the entire episode where Cone becomes self-aware and realizes he's in a bad episode.
Yes.
We then cut to Cone training, and by Cone training, we mean gags. So they dress up Cone in a ridiculous outfit, a giant dress. He says, "I'm a superhero, not a wedding cake." And then there are firecrackers on the inside of it for some reason, and those go off, and Cone gets lit up a bit and flies up, and then falls back down, and that's
funny.
That's that scene.
And then it was unfortunate because it would have looked better at night.
So Cone runs away and then screams and freaks out as a hollow is seemingly attacking him because we zoomed in on him. Don Kanonji monologues and farts a lot in this episode is the note. That's the whole note I wrote here. So that's what happens right now. And they realize Cone may be kidnapped or something. They don't know. It doesn't matter. Then they see that Cone is in fact flying away through the air because a hollow has it in its mouth. They freak out. Yuzu's like, oh, that's pretty cool. He can fly. Because she can't see the hollow. It is pretty good.
Pretty cool.
I mean, I did write there at the end of this note, pretty funny. So there you go. There's the number 2 slot for this whole episode. The hollow has a female voice, which I note is a little weird. You don't get too many that have a female voice. The hollow wants to fuck Cone.
That's why it has a female voice.
Yeah. Figured that out in one scene.
Right.
One and done.
Yep. Karkura King shows up to help Cone escape this hollow, which is insane. They all have different catchphrases when they show up that they yell simultaneously, so you can't understand what any of them are saying.
But they're really cool.
They're very cool. They're doing intros. They all do an intro, and then Yuzu, realizing people doing intros, just goes, yellow.
It's when I'm out of gas and you throw it to me.
Okay, what's the news? Epic.
Gamer come.
Yuzu can't see the hollow, so she just yelled yellow at Cone for some reason, and then the hollow starts attacking and everyone bails. Yuzu's still just standing up there, and the hollow's about to attack her too, and it's getting really risky. And at this moment I go, Don Kanonji is literally endangering Yuzu and not even trying to help her avoid attacks. He is the biggest piece of shit in the world.
Yeah, it is really bad.
He's such garbage.
Yeah, because he even realized earlier in this episode, oh, right, she can't see any of this.
Yeah,
Maybe.
He recruited someone who literally can't see hollows and is going to put them in situations where they could get attacked.
But it's okay. It's the
It'll
joke
work out.
episode, so it's fine.
Yep.
Sure. Karin shows up and saves Yuzu instead, and now everyone's running, and it's, quote, funny. The hollow starts to spin really fast, creating a terrible twister in the middle of this forest, in the middle of nowhere.
That's its sand, I assume.
And then everyone's floating around in the twister, and they're like, we got to do something about this. And Ururu escapes the twister abruptly and easily to mutilate Cone, to make him into a volleyball type thing, to spike him into the center of the twister so that way the red hair kid can bat it, and then Karin can do a flip kick into it to send Cone at the hollow, which then makes him explode for some reason, and the hollow's dead.
I'm tired.
This is so bad. These 2 episodes being back to back is a nightmare. Cone has his body back. They're welcoming him back to the world of the living. He's fine. Everything's good. And then a weird cardboard box in the corner has a camera inside and apparently filmed the whole thing. And Don K is now on a show and he farted again. He's got a show made of the footage of the events of the episode. This is it. This is the end of the episode. Don K farts.
Thank God. It's over.
Roll happy people. We get our Cone quote. And I swear to God, he just goes, Rukia, you're the best. And it's just like, what are you doing? This is like, say KZ was running a bit that he knew was bad a year and a half ago tier. Like, where he hasn't believed in the bit in a year and a half straight. That's what this feels like.
Yes, but I'm still doing it, and you're somehow not cutting it.
It just somehow you just get this look of, man, you need to clean up. Not that wasn't funny. It's just like, please sober up, Casey. That's how Cone feels.
I refuse to change. You'll have to fire me.
That's how Cone feels in this moment. It's so bad. I was really floored by how bad these Cone quotes were kidding. I was like, I thought this was a moment in these episodes where I could learn about new characters or just get a funny joke. Nothing. Just garbage nonstop. We finally start our last episode 51. Rukia is walking out of the tower. It's very solemn. We cut to two street sweepers who are talking about being hungover and stuff. One of them says, it's not the booze that's killing you, it's the cigarettes. You got to stop smoking. None of this matters.
Nothing matters.
Kenpachi runs past with Orihime on his back, and all those people running past, and they just get floored. There's some dialogue there about, hey, stop fucking around so obviously and get back to work. That's the scene. It's kind of funny, but I'm soul drained at this point, so the notes are brief. So apparently they've made a new crew. Orihime and these other people, they're running down streets. Makes you curious what exactly they're looking for. They're trying to find a thing. Pink hair is giving them directions, but she's bad at directions. Baldy points this out and she spits on him.
Fair.
Yep.
We cut to the prison, which has Ichigo's other friends, Uryu, Chad, Ganju. They're hanging out and shit-talking each other because it's what they do. Which is to say, Uryu and Ganju are shit-talking each other, and Chad's not saying much at all.
There's a butterfly that Uryu is looking out. Maybe.
That's true. He saw a butterfly, it landed on his nose, and he's like, a beautiful butterfly. And then they're like, he's seeing invisible butterflies, and this guy's gone. Then they go, wait a second, you hear that? And there's just the entire caravan we just saw yelling in the distance, getting louder and louder as they approach. And then they bust through the ceiling. It was framed like maybe it was going to be a door.
Right.
Like a door would open. No, they crashed through the ceiling. Apparently, they're here to get them out. There's some funny goofs here. I don't write them down. I'm soul drained.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck these prior episodes. So we get a scene with Helmet Head that is amazing. His underling starts running headlong down this wooden platform. He leaps to the ground on his knees and fists in a bowing position, pivots 90 degrees and slides all the way down to land perfectly in front of Helmet Head, apologizing because he fell asleep on the toilet and woke up late again.
He has a hemorrhoid.
Dan, we skipped a very important detail right before this.
Okay.
We see a scene of Byakuya paying respects to some deceased person who looks just like Rukia.
That's true. That did happen.
Called Hasana, I think.
That did happen.
Yeah, something like that.
But why are you interrupting such an important scene? So Helmet Head... Helmet says his underling was clearly delaying to give Helmet Head more time to consider. I'm going to call him Buckethead. Give Buckethead more time to consider the fishiness of the situation. The question is, reconsider whether or not he's going to follow through with this, because all of this seems pretty sus. But then he goes, but do not worry. I have complete faith, for only our leader gave me a position in this society when everyone else outcast me because I'm hideous, which is why I wear a bucket on my head. So I ask you, man who shits on toilet and falls asleep, what do you think of this situation? Do you have complete faith in our leader who put a bucket on my head? And this is an incredible scene in Bleach.
Yes.
This is it was important for us to get other characters talking so you could experience them and go, man, this was worth it.
If only we had one moment like that per episode, it would have been worth it.
Yes.
We cut to Edgigo. He's apparently an underling of Helmet Head. I write here. There's a character. We then cut to a character I have described as Tomo.
Oh, no. Edgigo is an underling of Blind Guy.
See, I wrote the note and I was reading it just now, and I'm like, I do not think that is true, but I will read what I wrote here and say that is what I wrote here.
Assuming your notes would get it right.
Yeah, I don't. We then cut to Fat Shithead, who, man, he hasn't been relevant in what, 20 episodes? How long ago was this guy?
Was he ever relevant?
No, you're mistaking him from the other fat dipshit you beat up.
Are you kidding?
That's a different guy. That dude lost all his powers. Remember, this is a different dude.
Yes,
and
that's
is a
true.
Lieutenant.
That dude lost all his powers. I thought it was the same dude. You're totally right.
Yep.
That is the guy.
Don't worry. I also did the first time I watched this show, so I knew.
Yeah,
I knew this mistake could happen. Just Lieutenant. That dude was like a 6th ranked dipshit.
That's true.
Yeah, he was just a dipshit.
Okay, so this dipshit, who's not that dipshit, is walking along with someone I'm calling Tomo because she reminds me of the Azumanga Daioh character. She's like, I don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what's right or wrong. I'm only gonna kill people. I'm only gonna kill enemies.
Fucking sicko.
Goal oriented. We then cut to Straw Hat lounging on a rooftop. He's just been relaxing here. He's got like a piece of straw or something in his mouth. He's just chilling. And then Nanao comes up and she's like, hey, I've been trying to find you for an hour. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just hanging out up here. It's very relaxing. He goes, can you help me with something though? Or wait, no. Does he ask what she thinks first? Let me read my notes. Yes. Apparently, actually, I didn't write the order of this down, weirdly enough. So he asks what she thinks. She goes, it doesn't matter what I think. You're going to do whatever you want to do like usual, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, can you do me a favor? And she goes, what? He goes, get this piece of grass out of my mouth because I stuck it in my mouth because I thought it would be relaxing, but now I'm realizing it's poisoning me and it's burning up my insides.
He doesn't even ask for it to be taken out. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just in here. And she's like, fucking take it out, dipshit.
Yeah, she's like, why didn't you spit it out? He's very smart, actually.
Mm-hmm. He was in the best animated fight of the show so far, so clearly he's the best.
We cut to the main character caravan, which is now grown to include the people in the prison, and they're all running around, running through the Windows screensaver Soul Society, going down alley after alley. And then Baldy goes, yeah, of course this is a dead end. Why did you trust her sense of direction? Pink hair is so bad about directions. Jesus Christ, why don't you listen to me? And then he gets bitten by the pink hair girl like he's a chew toy, and she's just hanging on his head, and it's terrible. She's like ultra-teethed.
Yep.
But the dead end wasn't just a dead end. It was a bunch of cool guys pretending to not be there and hiding their presence. Kenpachi goes,
boss fight.
Kenpachi goes, this is ridiculous. Stop hiding your presence. I can sense you. So they all arrive. It's Helmet Head and 3 other dudes. I believe it's Edgigo.
The blind captain, and then
Toilet Man.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to really summarize this. Kenpachi just says, hey, I'm going to take on all 4 of you at once.
Yes.
Which he basically says that 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And this scene lasts 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But Pink Hair goes, okay, we're going to leave Kenpachi to do that, or we're going to leave Kenny to do that because this is what he likes and that makes him happy. So Muscles, Jiggle, Monkey, and Whiskers, you come with me. Oh, wait, no. One of them was Pencil.
Yeah, Pencil is Ishida, yeah.
Yeah. And then Ishida goes, wait a second, did she call me Pencil? And it was funny because he has a moment to think to that internally. I think, who was it? Was it Chad who goes, Muscles? And then she goes, don't worry, you'll figure it out on the way. She called that other dude Whiskers, the
guy who doesn't matter.
The schlubby guy.
Yeah, the schlubby guy who doesn't matter.
It's from the first one of these episodes ending.
The pest.
Yeah.
So they run off. These enemies that that Kenpachi ran into and he's been left with start shit talking and basically being like, are you insane? have you lost your sanity? And they go, sanity, what use would I have for something like that? I've never had any use for something such as that. And, you know, I just sit here going, man, every sentence in this entire show is just doubled up so it takes longer. And as he said this, I not only thought of that, I also thought about Kenpachi's straight up suicidal because he's that stupid, like the two people who die at the beginning of the movie, the other guys. He's just like, well, obviously I can't die. I'm so fucking awesome. Obviously I can make this. So there are 4 of the enemies. 2 of his underlings show up. I believe it's Peacock Hair and Baldy. They show up. They're going to take the 2 underlings away, so that way all Kenpachi has to deal with is Buckethead and Blind Guy. Blind Guy being the black dude with the orange scarf that looks really fucking cool. And Shades.
Yes.
Shades, like you expect either an extreme sports athlete, like some sort of off-road sort of athlete to do, or gamers with the competitive Gunnar optics.
Yes.
Yeah, would you say that I always read it as like a metal-like thing that's been pushed against his face so hard that you could see his eye socket?
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It's very cool, though. He jumps into midair and makes a crazy amount of fucking blades appear as a part of his attack. Helmet Head, attacking basically simultaneously, does a basic bitch shockwave, and I'm very disappointed.
You know, I like this because it's 4.5 minutes of setup, and then in 10 frames they're already attacking.
Yep.
It's like a roller coaster, but instead of you shooting down at an angle, you just fall straight down.
Kenpachi, before this fight, was just like, you know, they were questioning what the fuck if he was thinking at all. Well, joke's on them. Kenpachi loves being full of swords. So he just gets filled with these blades, and then he goes, forget what I said before. My morning exercises are tougher than this. And he rips out the blades.
And I'm like, dude, you have 16 swords inside you.
Yeah. He normally does 19 every morning, I guess.
I guess.
It's sicko. He's the best character in the show.
So
Renji goes to leave the special base.
God, this episode cuts to so many different things.
I
Just
know,
like
it's exhausting.
Mini setups for everything.
It's exhausting to talk about, even.
It has real Phantom Menace energy where 18 different plot threads are happening at once.
So then Dagobah...
And the Orb of Peace.
Yes. Ichigo's covered in blood in the special base. Renji is talking to Yoruichi about Ichigo. And Renji's like, do you think he's going to do it? And Yoruichi goes, Ichigo has instinct. That's why I believe he will be the one to reach Bunkai.
Which is a weird phrasing because that makes it sound like no one else has done that when like there's a lot of other people with Bunkai and we know that.
Yeah, it's like we saw one like 4 episodes ago.
We saw 2, didn't we? No. Yes? No. One was implied, the other was shown.
Yeah, I think the only one we've seen so far is the Doctor's one.
Yes, that's the one we saw. So,
yeah.
Cone, during the next time on, instead of talking about the next episode, literally goes, today's going to be our last episode of my little fucking stupid quote at the end of the episode. We hope you look forward to it. And I was like, wow, that explains the sliding quality. What's this last one going to be? It needs to go out on top. The Cone quote for the last time is, ultra super powerful chief of the 13 Court Guard Squad, Master Cone. And then it goes, eh. And that's it. We really went on top there.
You're fired.
Yeah, he's fucking fired. And that's the 6 episodes we watched.
Whew.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a lot of them.
That was a lot.
It was a lot, but the quality makes it feel like it was more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. Best of Dressed Award. Here we go. Feel, talk to me.
Fuck. Oh god, how dare you expect me to remember how anybody looks in this fucking
Yeah,
set of
show.
episode?
No.
These episodes suck so bad.
I'm gonna go with Don Kanoji again. His goofy red outfit.
All right. That's the only place we had any outfits show up. Everything else is just freaking, they're in school or they're Soul Reapers. Dan, what do you got?
Cone's got that really cool Sentai Kamen Rider villain looking thing.
Great.
I think that's a great outfit. It is, in fact, the only good outfit. How cruel of you to do this segment this time.
KZ?
Kaname Toastin. He has a cool metal strap that's pushed so far into his face you can see his eye sockets and eyebrows. He also has an orange scarf. I think that is a cool accessory.
It is a cool accessory.
Fair.
I've never seen that not look great.
Now I gotta choose last. Okay. I'm gonna go with
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Yuzu in her Super Sentai outfit because it's just incredibly bad. And that's kind of funny.
Here's
I
what's...
mentally blocked out anything
Yeah,
that looked like.
I don't remember her having a Super Sentai outfit.
She has a hard hat on, a tank top, and like some bike shorts.
I saw this episode 10 hours ago. I don't remember it. You summarized it, and I forgot that.
Yeah, I saw...
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it 2 hours ago. Same.
Oh,
All right, let's see what we got. Dan, is this better than the Bleach live action movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is the first time we have to consider that, I think. Maybe we can score it and then we can come back to this section.
true. That will definitively tell us.
All right. Field, do you have any crazy trivia this week?
Okay. Kubo has cosplayed as a Bleach character before. The character he cosplayed as was Mayuri, so boomerang head, sword dick boomerang head. Is this true or false?
Hmm.
KZ, you can guess first.
True.
Bob.
Bob's thinking.
Yeah, I'm like, have I seen this? I'm gonna say false. I'm not confident in it, but I'll say it.
Also false.
KZ's the only one right. It's true. Here's a picture of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, post the picture. There it is.
Oh no! Why?
Wow, that's truly terrible.
Please look forward to when he has that outfit.
That's the worst.
Don't you think he looks really good?
No.
Okay, I have a surprise section. Who was the best holo in this set of episodes?
Oh God, they were all bad.
Can I go first?
No, I get to go first. Nakali.
Okay, I guess Dan stole it.
Oh.
Casey, it's your turn.
The fucking prop one.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat and go now. I'm taking the guy who had sword fingers that turned into like millions of sword blades. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that one moment was neat.
Beal, now that there's a wasteland.
Oh no, I can't. The one that wants to fuck Cone.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even remember what they look like. I only
It was a
remember
weird
that
like
plot
centipede
element.
thing.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna be honest, you said fuck Conan. I don't remember that happening, and I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. What's
A
happening?
bad answer is better than none.
That was the second best answer, so I guess that makes it a good answer.
all right.
yeah.
Time for our certified tightness scale.
Of 0 to 25.
Yep, 0 to 25. You can go all the way down to 0 because you can feel that bad. Dan, how do you feel?
I feel really fucking bad.
Be careful.
I'm going to look over my notes. I'm going to weigh the positives and the negatives. Let's see. Flashback.
One of those flashbacks I enjoyed. The other one I did not.
There was at least something to get out of one of them.
Really stupid fight scene set up.
I don't know. He wrote it. I know his handwriting. I got to do this.
So, I'm going to be generous. Okay. I'm going to give this a 9. That is generous for what we watched.
Yeah.
Okay, so better than the Bleach live action movie by 5 points.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Better than the Bleach live action movie by 4 points.
That feels better to hear, so yes. There were some good parts. There are so many bad parts.
Feel, what do you rate it?
This is really bad. I'm gonna give it an 11 because I think when we're halfway through some filler arc and we're all bleeding, things could still get worse.
Yes.
You need to give yourself some room so you don't go back. I need to apologize to these episodes.
Yeah, in
giving
fact,
them
because KZ said that, I'm going to give this a 13 instead. 1 point above halfway.
If you're saying this is within striking distance, within 2 points of episodes 31 through 35, I have to disagree. This is such a significant step down from anything we've seen so far that wasn't on Netflix and live action.
Fine, I'll stick with 11.
It just...
We'll see if I regret it.
I guess I'll go. I'm gonna give it a 10. It could be worse. It could be way worse, but it is really bad. It's easily the worst Bleach we've watched. It's, not live action.
Yeah, it's not.
How tight is this, KZ?
I'm with you. This is a 10. I definitely need to give this shit room so that when we hit something that's real rough, but it had some of the stuff that I don't like, flashbacks in anime that are the most contrived reasons someone's upset, and a bad Sentai filler. So it was really, really making things rough. And oh my god, that score.
Yeah, at least this isn't Naruto, so we won't get 6 episodes in a row of Karakura Town. Because that happens in Naruto.
I will say this. Even if they're well written, I will still give it a 0.
Fucking patrons, if you get us to that Naruto goal, I'll give bad filler episodes whatever fucking score you want.
I want them to hit that because some sick part of my brain wants to see that thing I went through before.
I mean,
you want the 2 solid years of filler.
Yes, because I watched that real time and I will be reliving it and it'll be a living horror.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've never watched Naruto. That sounds like a great hell ride.
Jeez. Well, it's great. Look, according to this score, the quality of Bleach over the course of 2 sets dropped by 41 points.
Yeah, it's literally half as good.
Yeah, we went from some of the peaks to the valley.
God, how dire.
Yeah, this is rough.
It really is rough that this is the first time we went above 5 episodes and it did that to you.
Yeah, it was pretty unrelenting in how bad it was being.
I remember keeping up with this show as it went live each week. Yeah, this was a dark time because it was like that was a whole month or so. That was more than a month of episodes we just watched. It was rough to keep going back.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I would have dropped it. Maybe. Like if you watched it weekly and 3 weeks in a row were that bad. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Shows like Mondo Cool and Chugging Bleach are only possible thanks to our wonderful supporters over on Patreon. If you head on over to patreon.com/gbpodcasts and pledge at the $5 or above level, you not only get early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool before they're released to the public, but you'll also gain access to exclusive shows like Armchair Devs Extra and Cursed Content by Committee. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.